Hi, I'm Katie Pinson, team leader with Usborne Books and More, and I want to talk to you about just some of the educational resources that Usborne offers. First, we have to talk about learning to read, and we can't talk about that without talking about my favorite product, the My First Reading Library. This is also the best deal on the site because it comes with 50 books. Yes, you heard me. And there's a QR code that you can scan and get a curriculum for this, like worksheets and color sheets. The first set are dual readers, the second is level 1, and the third set is level 2. These are great. They also come with puzzles in the back for reading comprehension and just for fun. We also have other leveled readers. We have phonics books. We have these brand new storybooks. They come in 3 different levels. This is a developing reader one. It comes with activities and audio as well, plus really cool graphics. Now, if you want to get your child into nonfiction, this is my tip. Get them some of these Usborne beginners because they have lots of pictures and graphics and not too many words, so they're not overwhelming or intimidating when they're trying to learn something about nonfiction, and maybe they're just starting to read too. We have to talk about Lift the Flap books. They're so much fun, and kids don't know they're learning. We have a lot of these. They start with preschool skills all the way up to upper level development and everything in between. These are also the same concept as flashcards, but these are more fun. This is Lift the Flap numbers, but as you can see, we have fractions and decimals, which is one of my favorite for the older kids. We also have STEM books like Atoms and Molecules. They make learning the hard stuff fun. Again, kids don't realize they're learning when they're looking at something that's this colorful and that they can use their hands with. How about encyclopedias? Every home needs them, in my opinion. We have lots of different kinds. This one is my favorite to give to my children when they're doing a presentation. We also have the human body. We have them for history, for science, for geography. And this one is just a general encyclopedia, the children's encyclopedia. As you can see, there are QR codes, which means they're internet links that take you to safe sites so your child can learn more about what they're studying. Still, lots of graphics, fully illustrated, classic Usborne 2-page spread, and bite-sized pieces of information, so it's not overwhelming. Another thing must-have are our dictionaries. We've got a bunch of those too. We've got grammar and punctuation. We have elementary dictionaries, and we have dictionaries that go up to physics, to high school stuff, chemistry, all kinds of things. Now these are also fully illustrated, and they make it easier for you to explain things to your children, maybe if you're a little rusty like me, or for your children to learn independently. So much fun. Now let's talk about writing. If your child is at the age where they're starting to write, this is a must-have. This might be one of my favorite books that we have. This is the Not Your Everyday Illustrated Thesaurus. Again, fully illustrated. Why? Because that makes it fun and enjoyable to read, and that's the purpose. But I love how this has it split into subjects. So if your child is writing about the sea, they can turn to Under the Sea and find words that will help them write their stories. There's also an index in the back if they need to find specific words. There are also resources to help them write, like write your own magazine, write your own story. Now these might be different than what they're doing in school, but that might make it more fun. Usually does. This is the Make Your Own comic book. So here you get to draw as well. And I love the prompts that these kind of books give because sometimes it's hard to think of something out of thin air. Now, reading to your children, no matter the age. Studies have shown that it is the most important thing you can do for your child's education. More important than the test, than the homework, than your level of education, just reading out loud to your child. It doesn't have to go with the curriculum they're using. It doesn't even have to be on grade level. Just read out loud. My favorite time to read is during mealtime because my kids are eating and they're quiet and I have their full attention. Some of our favorite resources are the combined volumes, like this one. This is the Illustrated Stories of Greek Myths. There are adventure stories, there are princess stories, and it just gives you a lot of things to read in one handful. I keep it by the dinner table. There's also our graphic novels. These are so much fun, and they help me work on my voices, my read aloud voices, which my boys enjoy. Again, they're just like comic books, super popular, love them. There's even a Hamlet one, which leads me right into Shakespeare. Now, I did not enjoy Shakespeare in high school. I enjoyed it after I read this book. I read it to my son probably when he was about 10, a few years ago, and he and I both fell in love with Shakespeare. This makes Shakespeare approachable and understandable. I mean, he's kind of hard to understand. My favorite thing about these books are the characters at the front of each play, because he has a lot of characters in his stories, and it's hard to keep up with them, but they can go right back to that page if they've forgotten who someone is. So this makes his plays read more like a story. The next thing you can do is ramp up to something that might be a little more wordy than the illustrated version, like the Complete Shakespeare. There's also one for Jane Austen, my favorite, and Dickens, my husband's favorite. So, as you can see, there are not as many illustrations in this book, but there are still a few, and it still has my favorite part, the characters at the front of each play. I love that. Now, if you're reading to your child and they need something to do, you can always hand them Where's Will, which is just like Where's Waldo. But it puts him and different characters in scenes from the plays. Gorgeous. So much fun. As you can see, there are lots of options when it comes to educational resources, and Usborne is the best. Let me know if you have any questions. I would love to help you.